All right, guys, before I jump straight into the charts to show you how I turned 300 into 3K, I think it's very important that I show you the last screen recording I took on US 30 before market close to show you currently where everything is currently at. I want to be very transparent in this series. If you look at the balance, it says 383. That was actually the initial deposit that I put into the account. So I didn't technically close anything at that point. And the equity was floating at 3,200. As the video continues too, you're going to see two balance transfers and not a deposit. The reason why is, if you don't know already, I actually been live trading right here on YouTube on this channel every single day at 10:30 EST time, more like 10 o'clock. And I started this challenge, $1,000 challenge last week. I grew it to 4,500. Eventually, price reversed on me and I tried to load in more positions and I messed up the account, sadly. Same time I was doing that account, I was doing a $100 account on the side. So that's why you see two balances, and I transferred them into this account and just waited for this event that currently just happened with CPI. Also, you're going to see a bunch of sells. I'm going to explain why I loaded up the sells like that. And yes, this is a live Blueberry Markets account. A lot of people have been asking me how to get a Blueberry Market account. So if you're interested, follow me on Instagram and message me, and I can give you some pointers on how to get that going too. Real quick, I want to give Gooby a shout out because he's been joining the live streams and he decided to start his own live account also with $400. And he turned that into $1,200 profit off the same CPI trade that I took. So shout out to Gooby, man. If you guys are not already inside the Nonstop Discord, it's a free community. The link's in the description. Make sure you tap in, man. Let's get right into it. I want to take this uncut, keep it real and raw, and I just want to make this as quick as possible. So you guys are probably wondering, why am I trying to sell if the market is so bullish on a daily time frame? And I agree. Like, why am I? Because I'm trying to flip my account. So worst case scenario, I lose $380. Not a big deal. I still have my other accounts on the back end to keep me afloat. This is not something I need to do. I'm just doing it for a challenge. And this is my streaming account. So the trades that you see me place live on stream is what this account is. I want to be very transparent with you guys and make a series out of this and show that it's very possible still. Even though I haven't done this in a long time, I'm still trying to build those calluses in my hands. So the reason why I've been looking for this sell for a very long time and I just started to start the challenge in February is because I've been waiting for this sell in particular. Now, if you look at US 30, she hit my zone perfectly. And if you haven't seen my first account flip video that I made 2 years ago, I trade exactly the same as I did 2 years ago. It's funny enough, I actually went to go watch it the other day and I kept referring my trading as zone-to-zone fib trading. And I remember everyone used to message me like, bro, teach me zone-to-zone fib trading. And it's crazy because I still trade exactly the same, man. I still trade exactly the same from 2 years ago. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since then. So it's kind of just funny to see how far the journey has come. My bad for getting off topic. Let's get back to this though. So price hit up to 127. I want to go down to a smaller time from like the 30-minute and kind of bring you guys back to where I currently was when this was going down. So as we see here, price was kind of starting to get in a consolidation zone, right? Try not to get this far. I can put this in replay mode, but just to make it easier and quicker to not have a 30-minute video, let's just keep it very simple, right? So we're playing zone to zone here. When this liquidity grab happened, I was like, okay, this is the sell. This has to be it right here. So I actually got into this sell from right here and price came down and eventually broke my break even once again. And I was like, man, eventually this thing has to drop, bro. It has to drop. And I realized CPI was coming up. I was like, okay, CPI is the perfect opportunity to break the cycle. Since we've been on such a strong bull run, there has to be economic data to break the barrier that we've been stuck in, right? The bulls have straight power and we need some momentum to get out of it. So when I seen the opportunity that CPI was dropping, load up this account and let's just pray that this thing works out. Now, I'm not saying that this was lucky, but it did have some luck involved because CPI could have dropped, liquidated me real quick and then dropped. So I did get lucky, but at the same time too, I was anticipating the sell and I wasn't scared to lose what I put in. And that's very important when trying to flip an account. You cannot be scared of what you put in. It's all or nothing when you get started. Until you get to a certain point, that's when you can start laying low off the lot sizes. But until then, you kind of just got to put it all in and say it is what it is. All right. So we were playing zone to zone here. We had a liquidity grab. Boom. As soon as we get here, now I want to drop down to the 5 minute real quick. I want to clean this up and show you guys what I saw on the 5 minute, because the 5 minute was very important. So we created this new zone right here of this wick, right? And as you see, price started consolidating. So I already know how US30 moves. She likes to do a liquidity grab before making the final move. What did she do? She pumped down, faked everybody out, and then liquidated the top and came right back down. I waited until after this because price, since we're at all-time highs, she could have just kept on going. So I waited until she came back down, retested these equal highs, and I put the biggest lot size that I possibly could on the account, which was a 0.19. I couldn't do anything higher than that. I tried. 0.19, I got stuck in a little bit of consolidation. As soon as she started coming down, I'm talking about literally every time she started coming down, I started loading up more position every time I got free margin. I was in margin call literally for 12 hours every single time. So free margin, boom, 0.01, 0.01 every time I could when it freed up a little bit. Now, the reason why I did that too is because I was expecting price to drop a little harder at this point. So every time she dropped, I literally break even. Not worried if the break evens were getting hit because I was just going to keep stacking them up. They're 0.01, so it's literally like $10 for every 100 points. It's not much, but they add up over time, especially if I'm going for $1,000 to $1,500 swing trade on US30. Right, so price came down and I was in margin call from here because I had positions loaded up all through here. But what I was thinking in my head, since I had everything at break even from here up, if price did shoot back up here, all of these will get hit at break even, and my account technically would have been breached just because I would still have leverage, because the only thing that was holding me back was the 0.19 that could have really messed me up. But since it was at my highest position, that's what was keeping me safe at the same time. It's kind of weird how it contradicts itself a little bit, right? So at this point, market closed around this point somewhere over here, and we got into a new range. All right. As soon as we broke out of here, I started getting more free margin, and what I could have done was I could have put a bunch of sell stops as news dropped, so that way when it was tanking, it could just enter. But at the same time too, the reason why I didn't want to do that is because there was no telling what CPI could have done. It could have just dropped down, came right back. Now my account's blown because I went to over leverage on that. So I kind of just waited until price broke, and I now have everything at break even, and I think I took another sell from right here and took profits right here. So now that I kind of have my account at a bigger equity point, I can keep feeding in more trades to go for that overall big move that I'm looking for. I need to try to swing as much as I can, so that way I have a bigger balance when it's all said and done. I'll probably start closing positions depending on how price acts, but I'm still expecting price to keep on falling. Basically, what I really want to get across you guys is when doing an account flip, you can't be scared to lose the account. It's gonna be a tough thing to do, but you kind of got to put it all on the line when getting started. And the only thing you have to do after getting started is maintaining it, because as soon as you get to a certain point, it gets easier and easier. Now, don't get me wrong, you could take the conservative route where you do 0.01, you make $100, and then so on and so forth, and 10 years later now you got $10,000. Or you can have a $300 balance and say, I'm going to just put it all on the line and try to get this thing to 10K as soon as possible. Because if you have $10,000 into your own personal account, that's like trading a 100K funded account. To be honest, it's the same equivalent if you do proper risk management. And my goal with this account is to get to 100K before the end of the year. And in order for me to do that, I got to make roughly about 9,500 for the remainder of the months. It's going to be harder for these up and coming months because my balance is so low, but I'm okay not to hit those goals, because later on 6, 7, 8 months when I have a bigger balance, it'll be easier to hit those quotas. So that's my goal with this, and I want to make a YouTube series. If you're curious to know how this account flip is going to go, tap into the live streams, man. This is the live stream account. This is for us. I want to document this whole thing and show any new trader that's coming in a year from now or whatever the case may be, is you don't have to, go the profit route. You can still trade your own capital if you prefer this. And I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I haven't traded my own capital in a long time, and this feels so good to have my own account again and flipping something. It's kind of giving me that feeling again of trading. I got so accustomed to like 100-point stop loss, 100-point TP, make my profit. I'm done for the day. Profit 80%, boom, done. It's just kind of a little different. So I thought this was going to be some good content. Everybody likes a good account flip, and I hope you guys got something out of it. I'm going to keep this series going on. The next one will probably be 5K or maybe even 10K, depending on how quick we get there. But other than that, it's not really much to it other than we just got to break the zone. If we break the zone, then we're out of here. If not, then I kind of just got to reevaluate where we're currently at. So it's not really much to it. I hope you guys got at least a little something out of this free content that you guys just watched. If you haven't already, man, join the Nonstop Discord. I'm in there more than anything. It's a free community, and I live stream every single day. If you want to get in touch with me too, Instagram is probably the best bet. You can try Twitter too. I've been getting more active on there. But appreciate you guys watching the video and giving it a like and subscribing. It really means a lot to me. It makes me want to make these videos more often. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next series, man.